Hi. You might have heard these words of Isaiah in other Christmas carols as well. To many Christians, this prophetic words refers to the child Jesus, whose birth we are celebrating this season. Christmas is a time to be jolly. For some, it is also a time to reflect on its meaning. The Bible contains stories of how Jesus lived his life, often reflecting the purpose of his mission on earth. We can glean lessons from these stories from both a spiritual and a social-political perspectives. The spiritual narrative can typically be heard over the pulpits of the many churches in Singapore. Regretfully though, what is rarely discussed is the social-political impact and implications of Jesus' life and his teaching. I shall leave the spiritual discourse to your respective pastors or priests. For us, let's consider the social political messages of Jesus. In the book of Luke, the Bible recorded the first words of Jesus. He was 12 years old then. His parents had lost him during a pilgrimage to the temple in Jerusalem. After a frantic search for the boy, they found him in the temple, engaging the religious authorities, asking questions. The Bible also recorded some of Jesus' last words. It was on the day he died. Again, he was engaging the authority. His final showdown with the political power of the day, the Roman governor Pontius Pilate. In these and other stories in the Bible, Jesus was never afraid to engage authority of any sort. This contradicts the popular contemporary interpretation among many Singaporean Christians that we must submit to authority no matter what. Although this perception has its source in a few verses from the book of Romans, it is a serious misinterpretation about respecting the authority. But that will be a discussion for another time. Suffice it now to note that Jesus never hesitated to question and confront authorities. He even called King Herod, who represented the local authorities of his day, that fox. Jesus also never hesitated to break laws that are unjust, laws that are unbearably burdensome to the people, especially the powerless. Are there such unjust laws and policies in our society today? You bet. We have laws that exploit our workers and policies that enable the rich to grab it all, while the poor go hungry. You can probably add dozens more to this list. Whenever Jesus saw an injustice, he never closed an eye or stuck his head into the sand like an ostrich. Neither should we. Through words and deeds, he always stood up for the unfortunate, even when it offended powerful individuals. So should we. Indeed, Proverbs 31 and verse 8 tell us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. It is important for me to point out at this juncture that in all of his actions, Jesus never advocated violence. Jesus believed in nonviolence, and he demonstrated that when he commanded Peter to put away his sword at the night he was betrayed, at the risk of his own life. While he engaged the powers, Jesus also engaged the people, albeit in a different way. He engaged the rich, the downtrodden, the everyday folks. To the rich he said, "Go, sell your possessions and give it to the poor." To the poor, he always took time to care and to heal. To the rest of us, I'm sure he would say, "Go and do likewise." That, my dear friends, is the essence of Christmas. Everyone agrees that Christmas is a time to be jolly. But being jolly means different things to different people. To me, being jolly is to continue to fulfill the mission Christ came to impart to us. I have found the perfect vehicle in the Singapore Democratic Party to engage the authorities by speaking up for the voiceless, the powerless, without fear of enraging the powers that be or worrying about my personal safety, and to engage people in our community in ways that will make our society a better place for us all. Of course, the SDP is a political party and not a religious or Christian organization. However, the principles that Jesus Christ advocated are embraced not only by Christians, but universally by non-Christians as well. Examples of Christian personalities that adopted these principles include Martin Luther King Jr. and Desmond Tutu. From the Hindu's faith, the Mahatma Gandhi. From Buddhism, the Dalai Lama. And from the Islamic faith, Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Indeed, many of my non-Christian colleagues at the SDP hold similar views too. You do not have to be a Christian to engage the authorities for the sake of social and political justice, or to care for your fellow human folk. Jesus was never a passive, wait-and-see sort of person. He acted on his belief and changed the world. We at the SDP are trying to do likewise. We can change the world, our world at least. And I ask you to come join us. And so, to all the Christians and non-Christian alike in Singapore, have a jolly, Merry Christmas and a meaningful New Year. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards all.